Good morning, students. I think all of you staying at home. Don't go outside. Situation is not good. Every day, listen the videos carefully. Whatever teachers are telling, I am sending supporting videos also. You can see digitally, so that you can understand very well. Okay. So listen carefully. After listening, write notes. I am sending the screenshot also in WhatsApp. So write down the notes and try to write without seeing the book. Don't waste time. Okay? Because you are just concentrating some of the topics whatever we are telling in the classroom. Okay? So remaining time you have more time for other factors, so don't neglect. Keep your concentration in the studies. After reading, hand over the cell phones to your parents. Don't waste your time. Okay? Yes. So in the last class, we discussed about the diffusion of gases. All the gases can't diffuse the same speed. I told one experiment, ammonia HCl. So ammonia HCl, due to diffusion, a white ring is formed. So here it is not in the middle because one of the gas moves fast, another gas moves slow. So due to their combination, ammonium chloride, a ring, white ring is formed. Okay? So from that we can continue. Next one is can matter change its state? See, generally you know water is three types. Solid, ice, liquid, water, gas, vapor. Similarly, so many materials, they can't remain in the same state. Some of the example given in our textbook. One is the coconut oil. Generally, coconut oil is the liquid state. But you will see in the winter season, it will looks like ghee. Because when it is cooled to a lower temperature, it converts into solid. So coconut oil initially it is a liquid state. When the temperature cools, what happens? It converts into liquid state. Okay? So similarly, camphor. In our puja room, our mother, whenever doing puja, you will see camphor. When you burn camphor, what happens? It directly converts into solid state to gas state. Camphor, karpuram. Camphor means karpuram. When you burn it, what happens? It converts into gas, black gas. Okay? So it directly converts into solid state to gas state. It is called as the sublimation. This is called as sublimation. Similarly, naphthalene balls. At your home, your mother keeps some naphthalene balls in your room to avoid cockroaches, or in between the cloths. Whenever you open the door, what happens? You will observe so much different fumes coming from the naphthalene balls. Because the small particles in the naphthalene balls comes out. So they converts into gas. So you observe that it's a smell. I told one example, great example. If you see or if you kept scent at the corner of the room or agarbatti at the corner of the room, after some time you will observe the beautiful smell. Why? The gas particles move from one place to another place. So it is solid, but slowly the solid particle comes out and moves forward. Similarly, in the camphor also, solid particles, small particles comes out and they slowly moves into the room. That means they converts into gas state. So always matter cannot remains in the same state. Sometimes it is in liquid state, sometimes it is in solid state, sometimes it is in gas state. Okay? So any matter, whatever matter, whether it is camphor, coconut oil, agarbatti, scent, any matter is made up of very tiny particles. Tiny means very smallest particles. All the smallest particles are very close together. because in solid there is attraction is very high between the solid particles. So all the solid particles are crowded in a very small place because attraction between the particles is very high in solid. There is no space due to very large attraction. Okay, so all the solid particles has tiny particle inside. Okay, so matter made up of tiny particles, any matter, whether it is solid, liquid, gas, means in a small space some crores of molecules are present. We will see with a simple activity or with simple experiment. Let us take any crystal particle, 2 or 3 crystal particles, potassium permanganate, potassium dichromate, copper sulfate. KMnO4 means potassium permanganate. CaSO4 means copper sulfate. Kr2O7 means potassium dichromate. So take any one crystals. So drop 2 or 3 crystals in a water, a bowl containing water. So drop 2 or 3 drops in it. What happens? Slowly it will move in the glass jar or bowl. So you will appear its color, pink color. If you drop copper sulfate, it slowly becomes into pink color. Potassium dichromate, potassium permanganate, copper sulfate. They will expose some color. Okay. So due to diffusion of the solid in the liquid particles, after some time it will become color, thick color. Okay. Now take example. Let this is the 100 milliliters. Take 10 ml from this and add in the second beaker. Second beaker is the pure water. There is no color. So take 10 ml from this beaker, copper sulfate, add into the pure water. It is also looks in pink color. Now take 10 ml from this beaker, add to pure water, no color. It is pure water. So add 10 ml copper sulfate in the third beaker. After some time it also looks pink color. Now take 10 ml from the third beaker, add into the pure water in the fourth beaker. It is also after some time looks to be in pink color. Of course, in first beaker it is very dark. In the last beaker it is very light color. But still its color is looking. So if you repeat the experiment 5 times, 6 times, 10 times also, you will observe some pink color. Why? Because a small matter of copper sulfate or potassium permanganate, when dissolved in large amount of water, still some particles are remaining in the second beaker, still some particles in the third beaker in that copper sulfate, still some particles. That means you repeat this experiment for every 1 liter of water 10 times also, its color is not changing. Because any matter made up of very tiny particles, that means very small particles. Okay, so several tiny particles in large quantity you add, still it has its own color does not changing. Okay, so this means that any matter made up of particles in a small space, large amount of particles are present. You will observe from this experiment. Now there is a space between the particles. See, in liquid you will observe a space between the liquid particles. I draw figure in the first or second class, I think. In solids there is no space between them, but in liquid there is a small space between the particles. So to prove that, we are doing one experiment. Let us take a beaker. This is the water level. So take 1 spoon of salt or 1 spoon of sugar and pour into the beaker. After stirring, when it dissolves in the water, there is no change in the water level. Remember, before adding salt, after adding salt, there is no change in the water level. You added 1 spoon. Actually, its level has to increase from here to here because you added. The quantity changes. But still, after adding the salt also, its level does not changing. Why? Because liquid has a space between the particles. So when you add salt, the salt particles will settle in the gaps. That's why its level is not increasing. Why the level is not increasing? Even you add salt to the water, its level not changing. Why? Because the space present between the liquid particles. So solid particles, that means salt particles goes into that space. That's why their level is not increasing. So from this experiment you can prove that always there is a space between the particles. So any particles of matter have forces of attraction between them that keeps particles together. See, if you take a chalk piece, it is very strong. Why it is strong? Because it contains large, some crores of molecules. Just if I push like this, 2 or 3 dust particles are coming out. So like that, some crores of dust particles are there in this chalk piece. So they are all close together, bind together, bond together, and they are very strong. So in solid particles, due to attraction between the tiny particles, it is very strong. That's why you can't broke the stone, because a very strong attraction between the particles is there. So to broke the stone, you have to need so energy. That energy is required to differentiate or divide separately. So large amount of energy is needed. Okay, but it is not in case of liquids and solids, because there is always a gap present between them. So from this experiment we can say always there is a space between the liquid particles. Gas particle size so much space, liquid particle size small space, but in case of solid there is no space almost. They are very close together. Okay, very good. So listen carefully. I will send you support videos also. So see that video also, and after doing that write in your class. Okay, all the best. Good luck.